Hello, it's Dervin here, and this is an update on my Crusader project, and these are the Crusader Knights that I've been working on. I haven't really thought about what I would call this unit, and I mean it's been slow going. Um, One of the big things I've been doing was that I went back and I actually redid the barding on all of the horses. The coloring's still the same, but the transitions were I wasn't really happy with them, and I thought, well, I'm painting these, I may as well try and improve my technique a bit. So I spent a fair bit of time watching some tutorials on YouTube, and the glazing tutorial from Color of the Gods is one of the ones that really helped me. That really helped me push the coloring a lot further, like the smoothness of the transition and coming up a bit brighter. I mean, the stuff that he does is yeah, it's pretty spectacular, and I haven't got close to anything like that, but it did really improve the look and got me to where I wanted to go. I was also on these guys here, these four here, who are pretty much finished. I mean, I've got basing and things like that to do on them, but I spent a lot of time on their horses as well, so I've got to go and do the other horses, and just improving the look and just a bit of shading on them. So and one of the other big things I was doing was to add just little bits of variation on the guys, so that I didn't have a unit of 12 guys who all look the same. So I've got some variation on the helmets here. These guys are plain, different types of helmets. I've got ones where I've done some red coloring, some blue, one up the back there, all the heads on pikes while I paint them. Yeah, where I've done the sort of the half blue, half red. It was, it was worth a try. Doesn't look too bad. We drink a bit of champagne in this household, and it comes in handy. Well, I should say my wife does, but you know how it is. I shouldn't say that either. Now I'm going to get in trouble. Well, we'll just move on quickly. The other thing I've been doing is the cloaks. So I've done just two shades of brown on the cloaks. So again, just so they're not all the same. And I went for brown cloaks because to start with I thought, I'll do red cloaks, and then I saw was it my son's got a little Superman Lego figure, and I went, no, I can't do that. I'm basically gonna have these guys looking like Superman. So I decided against that, and then I came up with the idea, or I saw it somewhere. Where did I see it? That's right, I saw it in the Dust Vault rulebook. Flicking through it, trying to get some inspiration about just some subtle changes I could do to units, and I was struggling to find some things, but if I can quickly find it, I'll just show you the picture that sort of inspired me to do some of the things I've done. Can I get that in there? My setup is very cramped, but this is the picture here. Originally from this picture, the shield designs, the one with the white cross and the two lions, that's what I did on my other unit. But then I saw this and I thought, I've got some guys there. There's some guys in here who've got like blue, and then there's guys there at a red with like the eagles on their shield. So I sort of took that and went, okay, I'll kind of run with that a little bit. So I've done 3 guys up with red tunics, and so they've come up quite nice, and they're going to have the eagles on their shields. So I went for some freehand. Um, it's rather challenging, I have to say, but I'm pretty happy with the end result. You know, when I hold it all the way back here, it looks great. Up close, it's got some, yeah, it's a bit messy, but and I mean, well, this is the first one I did. I may have to strip this shield back and have another go at it, but we'll see. This guy here is basically what they'll look like when they're finished. So I thought, again, just, you know, when you look across the unit, they're sort of, the horses tie them all together, but you look across and they're not all the same. This guy here is going to be like the leader or the champion of the unit, and yeah, got his heraldry was inspired from yeah, the Dust Vault, the picture in that Dust Vault rulebook as well. Now his lion and the lions on all the other shields you can see, I had this amazing idea of doing my own transfers and thinking, this will be great, you know, and it started out really well on here, where you know, I like the look of them on here. I painted all the shields up red, you know, got some nice little sort of gradient effect from dark red to light red going on the shields, and I thought, I'll just put these transfers on and it'll look great. As soon as I put them on, they kind of disappeared. Yellow lions against the red shields, it doesn't work. And so I think the lesson here is, if you do your own transfers, you either somehow need to make it a stronger color, or you do the whole shield transfer. So and then you paint it white and you put your transfer on top of that, because the color is just not strong enough if you put a light color on a dark background. But what it did allow me to do was that if I can get it focused to start with, the dots that you can see, the dark blue dots there, they were on the transfer and they came through, and in some parts I could actually see the outlines of the line, so it gave me enough to work with to get the proportions right, which is one of the things I've struggled with the Eagles doing the freehand. It gave me enough there, so I painted over the top, and you know, I'm pretty happy with how that's turned out. Quite tedious, if I have to say, but I think the end result is actually, there's something about the end result that I think is almost better than the decals themselves. Yeah, it sort of gives a little bit of variation on each of the shields. What can we see? What else? Oh, on these guys here. So these four here are pretty much done. I spent a lot of time on the horses and watching tutorials on how to paint horses and trying to get the transition and the colors right. And then I've also done some sort of, well, basically weathering sort of dust up on the lower part of the horses, just to, you know, make it look like they've done a bit of fighting. So that's where I'm up to. Hopefully when I do the next update, they'll be all based. Now that takes a little basing is interesting when I want to try and get these guys all to rank up. It takes a bit of time lining them all up, but yeah, once I've got them all lined up and set up on their bases, it won't take too long to you know, do a bit of dirt and some grass. So hopefully within a week I'll have all these guys finished. I'm pretty happy with the progress. A bit slower than I was expecting to go, but I am happy with the progress. There's something about painting guys on horses that always seems to take longer than what we think. Oh, thank you, and yeah, have fun with your hobby.